Hey guys, this is Nick from ForexForNoobs.com with the midday analysis. Today is Wednesday, the 15th of November 2017, and the time is 10:05 here in the UK. You're looking at a EURGBP daily chart. In today's analysis, we're going to be looking for reversal setups and continuation setups on these pairs that I have listed here. And we're also going to be covering some of the setups we were looking at yesterday. Just one quick note. I got an email yesterday. Someone wanted clarification on something about the analysis. So I thought I'd just add it to the video. I thought it'd be better than answering just a single person via email. I mean, I did respond to the person via email, but I thought if one person's asking, maybe more people have this question, so I thought I'd address it in the actual video. So the question was basically, how many times do you check your charts per day? Now, I check my charts several times per day. This analysis that I'm doing right now, this is one of the several times of the day I do analysis. I don't always record the analysis. So if I don't find a setup in today's analysis or in yesterday's analysis, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to trade a setup for that entire day. It just means right there in that moment, I have not found anything valid. But, you know, 3-4 hours later, when I check on my charts again, there might be a setup at that time. So just because I don't find a setup right now, or, you know, not today specifically, but whenever I do analysis, it doesn't mean that there's not going to be any setups for the rest of the day. You need to check your charts regularly and look for setups. And it's really just a quick process. It's just like less than 5 minutes to get through all these charts here. Now, I know generally the analysis videos extend longer than that, but that's because I have to explain things in detail and I have to answer questions and all that kind of stuff. But if I'm doing analysis for myself, I just flick through the charts super quick. So less than 5 minutes, I can do analysis on all my pairs, look for setups, and if I don't find any setups, I come back in 3 to 4 hours. And sometimes longer, sometimes 6 to 8 hours, just depends how busy I am. But anyway, hopefully that answers that question to anyone who had it. Now, let's get started with the analysis. So you're looking at a EURGBP daily chart. Yesterday's analysis, I was looking for potential euro shorts, but they didn't really do anything. Now, obviously these trades were not entered at all because I was looking for price to stall at this resistance area. I wasn't saying it would stall at the resistance area. I was just saying if it does stall, I'm going to consider going short. But it never did stall. It just kept going up, which is fine. Euro is pretty strong right now. But just because it's strong right now doesn't mean that it's not going to pull back at some point. And we are again reaching one of those points where it could pull back. Not quite on EURGBP. EURGBP has just broken above this resistance area. So there's kind of plenty of room to the upside. Not much we can do with EURGBP. The only thing that I can see possibly happening with EURGBP is this candle pulling back down now, this turning into an indecision candle and giving us a potential short trade. But it's quite a big candle and I like to have my stop loss above the high. So it's unlikely that this would give me a good setup just because my stop loss would be too wide. But on EURUSD, we're seeing something a little bit different. EURUSD price is hitting this resistance area and it's already stalling. It's stalling before the resistance area. We can see the 12-hour candle touched this resistance area, pulled back. This current candle has been unable so far to make a new high, but it's only been 10 minutes, of course. So, you know, that's not terribly significant. So what I want to do is I want to watch this current candle and I want to see how this one plays out over the coming 11 hours and 50 minutes. If this turns into indecision, so if it stalls out at this resistance area, this might give us a nice potential short trade. Once again, much like yesterday, just because I am watching for a potential reversal from this resistance area, it does not mean that I'm ready to enter a trade. It does not mean that I think it's even going to reverse here. All it means is that I'm waiting for price to stall here. If it stalls, I will potentially enter a short trade depending on how it stalls. If it doesn't stall, then whatever. It's just going to keep going up or going to just move down really quickly and you know, that's just how trading is. So I'm watching this resistance area for potential stall and a potential short reversal. So yeah, let's keep a close eye on EURUSD because this is a strong resistance area and this could give us a pretty solid trade. I mean, yesterday's resistance area was pretty good on EURUSD, but it broke straight through it. But this one is a lot better than yesterday's. This one has two very clear bounces here very recently. Very strong and immediate almost bounces. And that's as resistance. As support, it's held price back pretty well too. And as resistance before that, it's held price back. So this resistance area is pretty solid. It's here again, it's already reacting at it. So it's clear that there's sell orders around this area. So let's keep a close eye on it and watch what happens. This could really give us a nice trade. So yeah, EURGBP with, ooh, look at that. It's already fallen back down on the 6 hour. See, this is what I was talking about. If this candle continues to fall down and it closes something like this today, on the daily, that might give us a short trade, but let's just imagine the candle closes very similar to what it's like right now, but with a smaller body, right? Let's see what numbers we would get in terms of our risk to reward ratio. Assuming the entry is at the low of this candle and the stop loss is at the high, we'd still be able to get a decent risk to reward ratio down at the next support area. So let's also keep an eye on EURGBP. I mean, it's unlikely that at the end of the day the candle is gonna close as indecision, but you never know. It's possible. I mean, it already looks like it's struggling to get further up. So it could very well still close as indecision and give us a nice risk to reward ratio. So let's continue to watch EURGBP, just like yesterday, the same resistance area, for a potential short trade in the next, when this candle closes. All right, EUROUD pushed up from yesterday. Now it's sinking back down to the support area, but it's well above the support area. There really isn't much potential for a setup here. Yeah, there's definitely not potential here. So EURGBP we can just go over. There's nothing here today. EURAUD. Now EURAUD very similar to yesterday. The screen froze. Yeah, I'm broadcasting in HD. I completely forgot to switch that off. Switched off HD. Should be fine in a second when it catches up. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to quickly pause screen sharing and then resume it. When I broadcast in HD, it sometimes slows down for people that don't have a quick internet connection. You'll sometimes get that freeze while your internet tries to catch up. So hopefully now that I've turned it off, it's resolved that. Anyway, EUROAUD. What's going on with EUROAUD? I mean, it looks like it's already stalling on this resistance area. This is a really strong bullish move. Really strong. It's with the kind of overall bullish trend. Massively strong bullish move. This one definitely has some potential, guys, but I'm not sure if I want to counter a trend this strong, to be honest. Reversal trading is all about countering trends, and there's nothing wrong with trading against the trend if you know what you're doing, if your targets are good and all that, but you're just gonna have to refresh your browser. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with trading against the trend if you know what you're doing and if your targets are right, but there's some trends you don't want to mess with, and this kind of looks a bit like one of those trends. It just smashed through the previous resistance area yesterday. This one here, it smashed through it like it wasn't even there, despite it being turned around very heavily previously. And now it's at this resistance area. It's showing signs of it stalling, but it's a pretty strong trend to counter. Regardless, I'm going to keep an eye on it for a potential short reversal trade. Let's see what happens over the next 12 hours. if it closes, if we get something stalling here, like this current 12-hour candle, for example, if this stalls here and turns into indecision, it might give us a potential trade. So it's just worth keeping an eye on. All right. EURGBP was the one we're removing from the watch list, yeah. So I'm just going to throw that at the bottom. So we're still watching EURUSD, EURGBP, and EURAUD. All right, let's check out AUDUSD. AUDUSD is broken below support. Nothing much going on there. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't enter that yesterday. We talked about this yesterday, and I said that I didn't think it was worth entering. I thought it was way too risky. I'm glad I didn't, because it's continued to move down, which isn't a big surprise really. The trend is down, and it failed to make those new highs several times. It attempted to bounce from this support area, but it just couldn't. So the fact that buyers just couldn't push up beyond here was suggestive of sellers being in control, and also the lower lows and all that kind of stuff. So AUDUSD is, yeah, nothing much going on, pretty much. AUDJPY, what's going on with AUDJPY? AUDJPY is falling pretty heavily. It's broken through the support area just now. It's on its way down. I mean, there's no potential for reversal here. There might be potential for a continuation trade, especially if it pulls back up here and tests this resistance area. Worth keeping a close eye on, possibly on the lower time frames. But there's nothing clear right now, so yeah, I'm not going to put it on the list because there's nothing right now that would suggest a continuation is happening, but it could happen. It's worth keeping an eye on, especially if it pulls back up to here. AUD New Zealand, New Zealand is falling into the support area, the 1.0980, but yeah, there's nothing really that I would want to trade right now. That being said, it's a pretty solid bullish trend, and it's hitting the support area. This could turn into a continuation also. Continuation reversal. So it's worth keeping an eye on this one, but again, it's not even on top of the support area right now. It's barely touching it, so I'm not going to add this to the list, but do keep an eye on it. CAD-JPY is reversing from this resistance area, but there's no setup there right now. Euro New Zealand, whoa, that is a solid indecision candle that's forming there on the daily. On the 12-hour too, this is worth keeping an eye on. I'm probably not going to trade this one, guys. I have to be completely honest with you. I really don't like these New Zealand crosses. I'm just not a fan of them. That being said, I mean, this looks like a really solid setup. We got indecision recently formed on resistance here. So this is the resistance area. Recently, indecision formed on here, caused a huge reversal. It's happening again. Yeah, definitely a strong setup. I might go against my judgment and trade to this because this just looks too good to pass up. Even though I don't really like this pair, I just don't like New Zealand crosses in general. This looks too good to pass up. Let's keep a close eye on this one, guys. Watching it on the daily and on the 12-hour. Looking for a possible entry maybe below this this candle here. I want to do some further analysis on this, and I'll update you guys on the forum if I enter. If someone could please share this to the forum, guys. I'm really busy today. I don't have time to share this trade because I have to get out of here right after this this webinar, and I won't be back for at least 45 minutes. I don't want anyone to not see this because it has some good potential. So if someone could please share this to the forum for me, if it isn't already shared, and I'll update you guys as soon as I'm back as to whether I've entered or not. Well, not whether I've entered or not, obviously, because the entry hasn't triggered, but whether I plan to enter or not. I need to do some further analysis, but just to make things clear, this trade will not be entered until at least it breaks the low of this indecision candle here. So that would be at least the 17112, something like that. That's minimum. Can I get a volunteer to post this to the forum? Can someone say I'm posting it? Just so we have a person who is doing it. Just one person. There we go. Thank you, Evan. Evan's putting it up. No one else has to. Leave it to Evan. He'll take care of it. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. I would do it myself, but like I said, I really need to get out of here after this webinar, and I won't be back for a little bit. Thank you. Okay, Euro New Zealand looks solid. All these Euro pairs are giving us good potential setups. But do keep in mind that Euro is climbing strongly right now. It's a very strong bullish move by the Euro. So countering that move is risky. So this isn't, you know, while it's a strong setup, it's not necessarily a safe setup. I'm going to do further analysis on it just to make sure. But it has a really nice risk to reward ratio. And it looks just like a nice setup. Anyway, I think we were up to GBPUSD. A lot of cool things happening today. GBPUSD is stalling on this resistance area. Unfortunately, the candle is quite big, which is going to give us probably a bad risk to reward ratio. Looks like a pretty horrible risk to reward ratio, to be honest. Yeah, that sucks. Oh well. Regardless, it's stalling on this resistance area. Maybe someone who's willing to accept a bad risk to reward ratio might want to take a short here. Probably not the safest of shorts. Looks like it's trending up, so it's counter trend, which again is not bad, but if it's counter trend and the risk to reward ratio is bad, then it's probably not a good idea to take it. It's definitely not a good idea. GBPJPY is just stuck between support resistance areas, so nothing really going on there. GBPUSD, same deal, it's just in between support resistance. It's stuck in this range. So when I say range, I mean it's ranging between these two areas. It has been for a while now. So, you know, there's not really much opportunity to take a trade here, in my opinion, until at least it reaches this top level of the range. So let's keep a close eye on it. New Zealand USD. Yeah, nothing much going on, guys. New Zealand JPY. Okay, that's somewhat interesting. Again, I don't really like these New Zealand pairs. But it is stalling pretty heavily on this support area. Worth keeping an eye on, I guess. Look at it on the 8-hour. Looks pretty nice. Well, let's move it to the top of the list. Let's keep an eye on it, but I honestly doubt I'm going to trade it. I'm just not a fan of New Zealand crosses. USD CAD, nothing much going on. It's broken below support. It's come back up to test it as resistance. USDCHF. Wow, today is a pretty busy day. Well, this one looks actually quite good because USDCHF has started an uptrend. So it started a bullish trend, arguably. Some people might still say it's in a downtrend, and if we go to the weekly, maybe. Nah. Even on the weekly, we can see that the trend line has broken and that it looks like it's starting to head up. So, that being said, it is stalling pretty heavily on this support area right now. I'm going to keep a close eye on USDCHF. If it continues to stall here and if it doesn't break below the support, it's very possible that it's going to break. But if it doesn't break below the support, that might give us a nice bullish continuation trade. So that might indicate a continuation of the overall bullish trend. It might give us a nice long continuation trade. So let's keep a very close eye on USDCHF. Let's see what this candle in particular, this daily candle does. See how it reacts to this support area in the coming hours. And it might give us a potential setup. Loads of setups today. USDJPY, this too is in a bit of an uptrend right now. It reversed from this strong resistance area, but now it's testing this support area, which is the 11280. Let's see what happens at the support area. It might stall here. If it does, it might give us a bullish reversal. Well, we're all done, but we have a lot of setups, guys. I just rearrange them a tad and then go through them again. Let's do a quick review. All right, so what we got is EURUSD heading towards a strong resistance area. I'm going to be looking for a short reversal from this resistance area. What I want to see is I want to see price push up to here, at least on the 12-hour. I want to see indecision forming here for a potential reversal trade. It's not quite at the resistance area yet. We're not seeing indecision yet, but we are seeing signs of price stalling. So this could give us a potential setup. We just need to be patient and wait. Euro New Zealand, this one looks somewhat imminent. We've got the indecision candle. It's stalling heavily on this resistance area. It's a strong resistance area. It's held price back recently. It is counter to the trend, so I'd probably want to have a tight target, but it does have potential for quite a wide target. It has potential for a risk to reward ratio of at least 3.3, but honestly, because it's counter to the trend and it's a pretty strong trend, I'm probably, if I enter, going to go in with a conservative target and possibly extend it depending on how the trade plays out. I will confirm on the forum if I'm going to enter this one, guys. I just need to do some risk analysis on it. And once the risk analysis is complete, I'll have a better idea. Evan's going to post it to the forum. I'll respond to that post with what I'm going to do. EURAUD is stalling on resistance. It's a very, very strong bullish move on this one. That was weird. My lines just disappeared. Anyway, it's a very strong bullish move on this one, so be very careful. I'm going to keep a close eye on it. Might give us a potential short reversal trade. But we do need price to stall. We need to be patient with this. We need price to stall and just see what happens. EURGBP broken above the resistance area, but this candle can still give us a nice, I guess, nice potential trade. It really isn't that great. The risk to reward ratio is going to be, it's going to give us a decent risk to reward ratio, but it's not as good as it could have been because we want to have our stop loss above the high of the indecision candle. So it's worth keeping an eye on, but it's unlikely I'm going to do anything with this. USDCHF, this one I'm pretty excited for because it's a continuation of this bullish move we've been seeing recently. It's stalling pretty heavily on this support area right now. If it continues to stall, it could give us a nice continuation trade. Continuation trades have higher chances of success than your traditional counter trend reversal trade. Doesn't mean that reversal trading is not good. Reversal trading is still awesome if you do it right. But continuation trades, they just have a higher chance of success. And they can give you a better risk to reward ratio. So it's definitely worth being excited for this setup here. USDJPY is very similar to USDCHF. The only issue I have with USDJPY is there's a lot of mess to the left. So I'd be concerned if I'm entering a bullish continuation that it's just going to get stuck through here. So let's keep a close eye on it. And finally, New Zealand JPY. Wow, so many setups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, not setups. I misuse that word setups. It makes it sound like a trade is imminent. But a lot of these are just wait and watch type situations. There's only a few, or only one really, where the trade is imminent. So New Zealand JPY stalling on this support area could give us a reversal. Indecision candle's quite big. Probably going to be a bad risk to reward ratio, but it's worth keeping an eye on for those of you who want to trade it. Euro New Zealand 12-hour looking solid. I'll update via the forum. And I think that covers it for today's analysis, guys. Is there any questions? Thanks for watching the analysis. I hope it was useful. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button below. Also, for instant notifications when I post analysis or other cool videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below.